Looking at WJC GCSE Computer Science. This is the 2022 paper, so we'll have a look at this and go through some of the questions. Question 1, there's the text that you start with, and that's how you're going to finish off. Now it looks fairly easy to do. There's a few heading styles here, there's a title at the top as well, bullet points. No real formatting required in there, to be honest, and there's a hyperlink down there. Make sure you have a look to see what the file is called and also what you should be saving it as at the end. It needs to be saved back as a text file at the end of the exam, although you'll have as a HTML file during the exam so you can see that it works and so on. Now, as we go through, just show you that what we got in Classroom. So this is in the Google Classroom. There's past paper 2s, there's paper 2, so you can open that, have a look, download. There's also the exam files. I might have to refresh that a second. And here we are, there's 2022. So get that downloaded, open it, open a new window, and then download. Get it unzipped in your user area. Will then on your home computer and with Greenfoot downloaded, you'll have Notepad to do the HTML and you'll be able to work on that. So without further ado, there's also a mark scheme here as well for the practical session, and there's the mark scheme. So it won't hide it away from you. There is a model answer for part 1. It tells you what you're going to get the marks for, or for question 1, and it's going to tell you what you get the marks for and what you don't. So there's the text. Now let's go and see what it looks like in the exam. So in the exam you get this type of folder. There's the paper, but there's 2022 files, so you get these files in here. Now inside, I'd open that again. There's an electronic answer book. Let's go and open that. You see the robot JPEG file, robot.jpg. I keep looking just in case it's a PNG file or JPEG, in which case you'll need to get that changed and make sure that's in the image source tag. Now there's the text, so we could Control and C, and we're going to use that in our text file. So there's a copy of the text and save a new web page as robotcleaning.txt. There's some other places for answers, and there's a truth table that's required, and all the Greenfoot work is done in the Greenfoot file, so we'll leave that. I'll minimize that, so I may refer back to that in a little bit. We'll leave those for now. They're for questions 6 and 7, and there's the JPEG image. Now it may be that in organizing your user area you may want to put a folder in there and say exam answers or something like that. Look, if you do, when you put your HTML page in there, make sure that your robot image goes in there as well. Right? However, I'm just going to leave mine here, and we'll get rid of that. So I'm going to do a text file by there, and let's go and open up Notepad. I did have it open, but I've just closed it. So let's go to Windows, Accessories, Notepad. We get Notepad open. I've changed my font size so that everyone can see it quite well when watching this video. Now recall, I'm looking at the sheet there. I'm looking at the question. I can see that there's a title at the top. So you're going to start with HTML. You get marks for this. The mark scheme will state that. So HTML, and make sure you close the tags. You will lose marks if you don't have the tags. Alright, you're going to need a head area, and you're going to finish the head area. Within the head area you're going to have a title. Now you can either put title on the next line or just put it on the same line, and then I'm going to put my title in there in a moment, but I want to make sure I have the structure first of all. I'm already picking up marks here. For opening the tags, no marks. Accompany it with a close tag. There we are, there's the mark. The main content of the page is going to go in this area here, but in my title at the top the title, if I go and have a look at the web page in the question itself, let me just go to, it says it's called robot cleaning. Now copy and paste if you want, or just, there we are, and that's my title. Now in the body part, I'm now going to put a title. I'm going to put my heading in. So this isn't a title, the title tag. This is going to be my heading. So let's go and have a look. And it says it's robot cleaning. It's on the left hand side. It's not centered, although center is one of the tags you need to know. Now remember, in the classroom, in the revision tasks, there's a HTML tags for GCSE which opens these. These are the tags that you need to know. And remember, center add ER, the American spelling, not ours. So as you go through, I'm going to start with H1, and it's called again, it's robot cleaning. Now notice with this one though, and I'm just going to check my question. Yeah, it is robot cleaning, capital C there. Look, I can't see many examiners marking you down if you don't put a capital, or if you accidentally put a space in there or something like that. But don't leave anything to chance. If it's got a capital, put a capital in. Then we're going to put the image in and so on. If you need to, we don't have to put it to the left, but you may want to. If in this year's exam it has center, again, a center tag. Make sure it's outside and it's the H1 tag is nested inside, or you put center inside and centered inside there, but nest them together. Now this one doesn't need to be centered, so I'm going to take that out, but you can see how it's done. And obviously if you type RE in, you're going to get it. RE is a spelling, you're going to get that incorrect. Now, important thing then, saving this so that we can view it. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to go to where this folder is. Let's go to, I hid it away a little bit here. So if I go into my Unit 2 exam, 222 files, 2022 files, this is where I'm going to put it. And I'm going to call this robot cleaning.html so I can view it in my browser. So robot cleaning.html, save that. Now if I go to my Chrome window, I can open that up and I can view what it looks like. There we are. That's how it looks at the moment. So it's got robot cleaning on the left hand side, exactly as the exam paper has. And notice my title, well, you won't notice the title because I took it out of view, but it's called robot cleaning. That's the title tag that I've got in the notepad file. That's that part up there. So I'm going to carry on now with img src equals, let's make sure, robots.jpg, and we'll finish that off. Right, save, let's go and refresh, and let's see if we get any errors. And we do get an error. And the reason the error is there is because this image is not called robots, it's called robot, and it tells me that. So if you get that, then make sure you've got the name spelled correctly, and then so Control and S for save, and then refresh the page, and we now get the image. If the image seems too large for the page, then you can throw in the width. Width equals 250 or 400, or certainly not 1024, and then we get this. Well, we don't want that in there, but if the image is a large image, I think we had that with the pets one a few years back, then make sure that you just make the width a little smaller. So I'm going to say 250 in this particular case because I've looked at the exam question. So let's just refresh again. So we're starting to build it up, and then here we are, we've got the text now. Now we're looking for, in this particular case, now this text isn't a heading tag, so I'm going to put it into a paragraph. Again, you can either copy it all in one go and do it. My preference is just to build it up gradually. So I'm going to put it into my text file. And you don't lose a mark for this, not end in a paragraph, but I think it's good practice to do so. So research in robotics, Control S, let's go and refresh again. Let's just go and have a look. So there's research in robotics. It doesn't look like a heading to me, and it's not. It's going to be the same size as everything else. I'm now going to start a new paragraph again. But in this paragraph, there's a list of options. So I'm going to do LI. I'm going to do the next LI here as well, and the next LI. And at the end of the line, I'm going to do /LI, /LI. And it is tempting to copy and paste. And I'll do that one out of line just to show that it doesn't make a difference. And then I'm going to get the content into here. So I'm just going to, let's just pause. So there we are, I've got the three in. I've put them out of line with each other. Let's just put a few spaces there just so you can see they're out of line. But the HTML will tidy all this up. Let's just refresh, and we've got them all correctly there. So now I can go on building with the rest of it. I'll just do that. I'll add another paragraph now. So another paragraph, and we're looking for the text. Click the link below for more. It doesn't ask for a lot of tags in this particular year, so but I would suggest you just practice your tags. So that's going to appear as another paragraph, and then we're going to look at the next one, which again is in another paragraph. This is the hyperlink reference. We'll get this done and we'll see if there's any. Let's just have a look at it's robot cleaning. So let's just highlight that text, and I'll take it from here. In fact, I'll type that out because it's got a link on the PDF. robot.co.uk it says. So that's going to be the link, but it's also going to be the text that it's on. So at the moment, and if I put Control Save, and at the moment, let's refresh that page, and we've got that. Now we need to make it a link, so we're going to add our anchor, our hyperlink reference. So let's go and have a look here. Now you won't have this in the exam, but down here is the link to it. There's also to a URL. There's also one to an email, so make sure you got the mail too. An important point as well is that you use HTTP or HTTPS : / often left out by students. So I'm going to put in here a href hyperlink reference equals, let's put it in HTTP. And although without the HTTP it works fine, and we'll finish that off and finish the tag. Now all text after this will have that link until I put the /A. So if in an exam they do put some extra additional text underneath, that will all have a hyperlink unless you put that /A there. So let's just do it right first of all. Let's save, and let's now go and have a look and see what it looks like. And there we are, we've got that. So it works fine, and I've got my end tags and so on. This is why the examiner wants to see this as a text file now at the end. They want to see that you're closing tags. Because in fact, if I get rid of a lot of these tags, these end ones, NP, end HTML, end body, in fact, if I get rid of body there, it's still going to work. And that's incorrect. So what we're going to do at the end, file, save as, save it as a text file as well. So robot cleaning, click on save, and then the examiner will be able to assess that file. So you'll have in there a HTML file and a text file, which are both the same, but both with the same content. Now what I'm just going to show here, let's put P, let's just say good morning, NP. And let's get rid of this second anchor, the close of the anchor there. And let's just show save. And if I refresh that, you'll see the text appear, but you'll also see that it has an anchor, it has a link on it, so it goes off to and has a look for robot cleaning. Now it may be reserved here in the exam. You're just going to see an error if you click on the link because you haven't got internet access, so just be aware of that. You'll get a H4 a 404 error or a blocked error or something like that, so don't worry about that. Just make sure your link is correct. At the moment it's not, but with closing the anchor at the end, now it is, and there we are. There's text, and that isn't interactive, but that one here is. Okay. Should they ask for, I'll take that out just in. Should they ask for anything to be emboldened? Remember, emboldened. If you don't close emboldened, everything will be in bold afterwards. So make sure you close bold. Now, just as good practice, if it says it's got to be italics as well, let's say italics. You close the italics inside, not outside. Again, it'll work fine, and if I refresh this, you'll see that robot mop is in italics and it's bold, but strictly speaking you haven't nested the tags properly, so, and the browser is doing a bit of work here and seeing that in fact you've mixed the tags up, so but it's working around it. So make sure you nest I inside should it ask for that. Don't go doing your own formatting, just aim for what the examiner has got. Okay, no CSS at all, so that's fine, but just also note there are 6 other heading styles, so if this was a little bit bigger, and it wasn't in this particular year, 2022, it was COVID time and they restricted some of the content, so H2, and then if I go and refresh, there we are. Now if you go and do that, in fact I'll change that back to a paragraph. Let's go back, refresh. Well, it's not changing because I haven't saved it, so Control and S and refresh, that's fine. And in the user area, if you go and there's my HTML, let me just go and move the robot. Let's say I move it somewhere else. Let's put it into leaves there. Well, quite obviously when I refresh now, it can't find the file. So if you see that, it's because your link or your image reference to the file, or the reference to the file, isn't correct. So it's either you put it in a subfolder, some people like to do that, but I wouldn't bother in the exam. Why take a chance? Just make sure that the image, let's Control and X, cut that out of there, is in the same folder as the robot cleaning HTML file. It doesn't have to be in real world, but just make sure it is. Now your task would be to go and practice some of these others. HR, horizontal rule, it's just a HR, it will put a line across. So if it needs a line, let's say in this particular position here, so I'm going to do, there's no closing tag for that, so let's just refresh. Notice the image back as well. So there's the horizontal rule, that's been in there before. And also I would check the block quote, which is an indentation block quote. So it's got a start, but it's also got an end. This should be image src, image source, and there's an example of it in there. I said about the email sent. All the others are fairly along the lines of what we've done previously. Okay.